Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers, sisters, viewers, friends of Ikra TV. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk. I'm your host, Iqbal Bana. As I keep saying to you every week, I come and invade your privacy on a Monday afternoon. Some of you may be cooking, some may be relaxing, whatever you may be doing. I hope that you enjoy the programs that I bring to you. Every time I try and bring you something different. Last week, we heard about the latest atrocities that were taking place in the West Bank and in Palestine from Dr. Abir, who's sort of joined us live from there, and from people from Friends of Raqsa as well. And I've had lots of comments about the program and how people found that so enlightening but also frightening as to what was going on. And we have spoken about all sorts of issues in the past. Today, I want to completely change the tone of my program. You've probably heard every time we talk about Islam and Muslims and what our responsibilities are, we talked about not just about praying namaz and doing rozas, etc. I've spoken about the environment and how we need to make sure that as Muslims we respect what Allah has bestowed upon us, particularly when we've done programs about the countryside, when Muhammad has been on my program, Muhammad Dalish has been on my program on a number of occasions, that people go out into the countryside, and we need to respect what Allah has bestowed upon us. Alongside all this, how we as Muslims have a responsibility to our planet in terms of how we look after it, how we respect it, how we value it, and how we honor it, and also, the responsibility that we have in how we protect it. So today, I'm sort of completely bringing something off the scale, as somebody might say. I came across this organization called Our Deen is Green. Sisters who have set up this group in Bradford, particularly wanting to make sure that they promote the fact that Islam is green as a deen, and want to make sure that we follow what Allah has told us to do in terms of recycling, etc., etc. And as you know, every week, whenever we talk about these issues, I end the program by saying that you have a responsibility to make sure that you look after the environment. That is our duty. And I remember one imam who came on my program was saying that, if you do your namaz, you do your roza, you do your sadaqah, but you neglect the environment, Allah will question you on the Day of Judgment as to why you were so absent in that particular ibadah. So I'm really deeply honored to have with me two sisters who are from the Muslim Council, the Bradford Muslim Women's Council, which is a well-known organization. One day, inshallah, I'll bring the Chief Executive Officer, who's a Banagora, who's a friend of mine, who many people in Bradford and surrounding areas will know, probably even not the surrounding areas, but nationally and internationally as well, because of some of the work that the Bradford Muslim Women's Council do. It's an innovative, leading front-face organization that's doing some amazing work, but we can talk about that another time. So I'm really happy to have Sister Sadia and Sister Leila with me. Sister Sadia and Leila, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, first time on TV, first time with me. So welcome to Real Talk and Ikra TV. Can you, Sadia, explain exactly what Our Deen is Green stands for and what it means, please?
Firstly, thank you for having us.
You're more than welcome.
On the show. So as you explained, we do have a duty as Muslims and as human beings to this planet. And I think Our Deen is Green is basically saying that we have those responsibilities. Our Deen does teach us that we are custodians of the earth.
Definitely.
And we do actually have to look after this planet. When you talk about nature, we are part of nature. And as the Prophet, peace be upon him, has said, the whole of the earth is a masjid. So you wouldn't throw rubbish, for example, in a masjid. So we need to look after this planet and do what we can to minimize waste, to make it a better place for every living thing on this planet. So Our Deen is Green encompasses that, whether it's the walks that we do or whether it is the products that we are making.
Does that include food waste and things like that? Because sometimes our people are really bad at food waste as well. So do you promote sort of lessening food waste in the home? I mean, I go to restaurants and I see some people really wasting an enormous amount of food, and I sit there and think, oh my God, inko koi khaufe ya nahi? Are they worried about what they're going to do on the Day of Judgment?
No, I mean, it comes into every aspect when we talk about Our Deen is Green, whether it is, as you said, food waste, whether it's wasting clothes, whether it's wasting items at home. So we very much promote everything when it comes to our Deen's Green, and it's an integral part of our work, whether it is your mental health, your physical health, everything is incorporated into our Deen's Green.
Right. I mean, Leila, obviously you're part of the British, the Bradford Muslim Women's Council. When did you start this project?
So we started it around a year ago.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we started around a year ago. We had so many talented women who loved sewing, loved creating different pieces. So we decided, let's do this under our Deen's Green and create a safe environment where they can just be creative. And I think that's really important. People can make friends, they can be creative, and they're in a very safe
So I'm assuming you have a group of Muslim women who come together on a regular basis, and this. So I mean, this sort of sprung out from that, did it?
Yeah,
Right.
it did, and I think it's important for women to be able to have that space and be creative in that space and come up with all different kind of designs and different things.
I mean, women by nature are creative anyway.
Yeah.
You know, as a mother, as a sister, as a as a wife, women are naturally God's given them this sort of innate ability to be creative. You know, I mean, if there's no little food in the house, they can drum up something very, very quickly that a lot of men would struggle to survive if it wasn't for. So, I mean, a year ago you started this project, and part of the project is you take clothes, old clothes, and repurpose them, as they call it.
Yes.
So make them into something different as well. So, you know, what sort of items do you make? I know, by the way, we're going to showcase some of the work that they've got, some of the clothes and some of the other material that they've repurposed, as they say in the trade, and we'll be showing that in a little while. And you'll be amazed what they do and how they do it, and you know how it sort of all sort of works out in the end. So, I know I've seen you make sort of dress or on your stand when I saw you on Friday, that you have dresses, handbags, etc. What sort of products do you sort of repurpose?
I think the main thing is to hone the skills, the natural skills that the women have got. With our communities, we have a lot of skills within the home for the women, and a lot of the time it's about that confidence, about using those skills. So I think our main mission at Muslim Women's Council is to empower women for the benefit of society. So we feel that this fits in very nicely with that. So the products that we've looked at so far, obviously it is an ongoing project, so inshallah there will be more that comes out of the project. But at the moment we have created bags, so that's tote bags that are very useful for your shopping. As you know, that the plastic bags have very much reduced, which is a good thing, and they have a charge associated. So these bags are handy to have in your car when you go shopping.
Continuously reusable.
You can reuse them as much as possible because they're very sturdy, they're very good quality. You can give them as gifts, they can be used as gift bags. And then we have kaftans that we have made from materials such as dupattas, everybody has shawls, and even unwanted suits, so Asian suits, even Western material really. They have been repurposed into kaftans, into bags. So there's endless possibilities really when you look at upcycling. I
mean, upcycling is one of my favorite programs that I watch every now and then. Is called Cash for Nothing or something like that, or Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
And I remember watching this one day, and there was this. She picked up a tent, right? Somebody throwing away a tent, and she took it to one of the specialists, friends she's got. And he made them into something like 32 tote bags.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, and when she sold them, they sold for £500.
Wow,
I couldn't believe it. They were really, really well done. So obviously, you have sisters who come in there. Do you get any men coming and say, "I know how to sew"?
Not yet, but we're open to expanding the team. But it is, I think, primarily it is about empowering women with our organisation. Obviously, we don't just work exclusively with women, but we do feel that a lot of the time it is about empowering the women that's needed.
I mean, a lot of sisters, particularly I presume sisters who come from back home, they will have sewing skills, right? Do you feel that skills are now sort of disappearing from our community?
For a lot of it, yes, because it's very easy to get ready-made outfits.
Yes.
For example, it's less hassle. You don't have to pay amounts to get them stitched anymore. So it's more convenient for a lot of people to just buy ready-made outfits. But then you have all those skills. As you said, a lot of women have those skills, and men from the countries that they have come from. So I do think that it is an art that needs to be maintained, and hopefully through projects such as this we can do that.
Do you have, I mean, without being ageist, do you have a certain sort of demographic of women who are involved in your project, or do you get young women coming in as well?
I would say we have a mixed.
I think we have a mixed.
Yeah,
I would say we have a mixed.
When I'm talking about young women, obviously I'm talking about, we're now in the 5th generation, I suppose, in some cases. We're talking about, in the 20s and 30s. So are they part of your group as well?
So because we have so many sessions,
Right.
so under Muslim Women's Council we do run a lot of different activities. So a lot of the women that are involved in the project have actually come through those different sessions.
All right.
Because we talk about our activities at our different sessions, so
Just
that
roughly tell
gives
me,
them the opportunity.
just tell my audience what sort of activities do you do? I mean, I will do in detail when Banu and maybe you might come back with her. Some of the activities that Bradford Muslim Women's Council are engaged with.
Muslim Women's Council,
Sorry, you are the manager of the Bradford Muslim.
Yes,
of the
I'm
office,
the office manager.
Office manager, and Leila is the administrator. Yeah, let me introduce that into you. I forgot to say
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, go on.
You. So some of the projects that we do, our flagship project is called the Curry Circle. So Leila manages that. So if you want to share a bit about that.
So the Curry Circle started, we're on our 11th year,
Right.
and it started with some of our colleagues in the office kind of just looking out of the window and finding people looking for food. So they decided that they wanted to do their own soup kitchen.
Right.
So we're not a normal soup kitchen. We don't serve soup, but we serve a hot meal, which is usually curry with rice, a chapati, and then water. And that's every Thursday from Manningham Library.
Right.
So we serve probably, I mean, last Thursday it was 214 hot meals.
Mashallah, yeah.
It's getting, more and more each week, and it's a really good initiative.
Fantastic.
We have volunteers who come, so we have young girls who come who are at college. We have older people. It's really mixed.
Right.
But that's probably.
So who makes the food, or do you get donated?
It's from My Lahores.
Well, I know, as guys told me about it, so I
Yeah.
know about it. Yes.
Yeah, so it's from My Lahores, which we've been partnering with them since kind of day one. They do an amazing job.
Yes.
So we get the food, we pack it up. Myself and Parvez, we stand outside. It's just even the small things of, you don't even know, some people, they might not have had a conversation with somebody, so that 2 minutes of just taking the name, how are you doing, how's everything, are you okay? Just little kind of updates from their side, so it's a great initiative. So that's every Thursday.
Because when Prince William and his wife Kate came,
Yes.
Obviously we met members of the
Yes.
it's members of the Curry Circle, or the users of the Curry Circle.
Yeah.
Because I organised that visit.
That was really good for them to see.
Yeah. So what else do you do? I mean, that's one day maybe I need to do a program just on that as well.
Yeah, that would be really good. I mean, with the Curry Circle, just to add, I think people assume with the name of our organisation that we just serve Muslim people, but it's actually open to the whole community, and we do have a very, very significant number of white British people who are coming. We have Eastern European, so it's literally across the communities that we do provide food to. We also have ladies' tea and chat sessions, which are every month, so that's an opportunity for you to come enjoy a nice lunch, listen to a speaker, ask questions on lots of different topics. So we've had speakers from all walks of life, whether it's talking about their career, cancer awareness, physical health, mental health, grief. So there's lots of different topics. So a lot of our sessions have actually brought out volunteers for the Curry Circle, for example.
Where are they held?
So the ladies' tea and chat sessions are at Kunafa Tea, which is a cafe in Bradford. We have other venues as well, but that's primarily the main one.
Right, okay.
And we also have other projects. So we have obviously a big one is the Our Deen is Green, which is what we're here to talk about today. And that as well as the upcycling, we have the walks, which forms part of our Dini's Green.
This is part of the our Dini's Green, is it, the walks?
Yes, that's right. And it's about improving mental and physical health for the service users that actually take part. And we have lots of other projects in the pipeline.
So is this the walk that you do? Do you do locally or do you go out?
We go out into the Yorkshire Dales.
All right.
So it's different areas of the Dales. We've been all over really. Grassington, Malham, lots of different places that people wouldn't necessarily know where to go. We have a dedicated walk leader who knows exactly what she's doing, and she will take us away from the normal path.
So are these open to just sisters, or are these, so these are, I suppose, it would be better in a Muslim environment with just sisters going, they feel safe and comfortable. Yeah,
because
okay.
there are organisations out there that actually do mixed groups.
Yeah, I know, yes.
So what we try and do is not duplicate services that are already out there. So that's why we thought we'll concentrate on women's groups, and it's not just Muslim
And again,
women.
what's the take-up like on that? How many?
We can have up to 30 people. It completely depends on the session itself. But yeah, the minimum is about 30 that we get. So it's a really good...
Minimum is 30?
Yes. So we can get more.
30 sisters go out walking together as a group.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. It's a really nice day out. They get to make new friends and explore a new area and have a nice day out.
Now, I've done several programs on the countryside, you know, as I say, with my friend Mohammed from the Lake District, you know, and the opportunity for people to go out and visit the countryside and look at it. And the beauty that Allah has created out there is absolutely phenomenal. So, you know, I mean, do you both sort of join the walks, or what do you do?
I've joined many of the walks. I don't think Laila's
No,
had the
I
opportunity
haven't
yet.
had the opportunity yet to go on it, but it's something that I definitely
Okay,
will
let's
do.
come back to the project we were talking about, Dini's Green, and particularly the upcycling of clothes. Now, obviously, you talked about women who've been part of your group, who've got these skills, you know, who have offered these skills to do these things. Where do you source your material from? I know you said people donate them as well, but is there any other sources that where you get the material from?
So we have people that work on sourcing the materials. Obviously, the material has to be good quality, and it has to be suitable for what we want to use. So we approach local clothing manufacturers. So we've had different local businesses that we have approached who actually deal in wholesale
I presume these are
clothing.
Asian businesses who sell kapra and, you know, fabrics and things like that.
So they have a lot of material that when we will actually go in and then look at what's suitable, and obviously we negotiate a good deal with them. Donations are a big part of it. Everybody has material lying at home that they've either not used at all, or they've decided that, you know, they no longer need it. So we can make a lot of things out of one product. So you were talking earlier about somebody who used a tent, for example. So we had somebody who used an umbrella, so a broken umbrella, and actually made a bag out of that. So
from the fabric.
nothing is with you know, off limits really. So it's amazing what the ladies can create. They've started working with leather now as well, and any kind of material really. And
I see.
It's fascinating what they can make.
I mean, we will see, you know, very soon some of the examples that I know you brought. But I mean, in terms of this project, I know you said it started about a year ago. So how many sisters are involved in that project? You know, doing all this. I mean, you must have a small team of women who sew and come up with all this. So do you have a designer, somebody who comes up with the ideas, or is it the sisters themselves who come up with the ideas?
I mean, really, it's the main lady that we've got who works on it. She's very experienced. She has been sewing her own clothes and clothes for her family for a number of years, and she's kind of developed her skills and really took time to think about what she wanted to make with the materials. So she has taken on volunteers to actually embellish, create the products from scratch. So the embellishments really add a lot of life to the items.
So you have specialists
it's not a
who do
big
the
team at
embroidery.
the moment. We don't need a big team at the moment. They have managed to produce quite a lot of products already. So obviously we are always looking to expand it.
Because one of the things a few years ago, Kirklees College, which is in Dewsbury, they are one of these fashion centres where they do fashion. I'm not sure if there's any in Bradford or not. And one of the things that they were looking to do was to say, a lot of young girls wanted to learn sewing, but they didn't have anybody who could teach them the skills of sewing, particularly Asian, salwar kameez and things like that. Now, I know that they were desperately trying to find somebody to do that. Now, do you find that young girls want to learn? Is there a thirst for learning these skills, in young girls? Have you come across that?
There is, but as I said, it is a lot easier for young girls
off
to
the
actually
peg
just
is
get,
easy. Off the peg
just
is
to get.
easy.
I mean, in Bradford especially, we have endless Asian shops.
It's a capital, yeah.
Yes, that sell ready-made clothing.
You go to Cannon Mills on a Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are courses for sewing, so there's definitely an appetite.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, coming back, obviously you get these donations in either businesses or volunteer people come and give everything to you. You make stuff and then you sell it, obviously. So where do you sell it? How do you sell it? Do you go to fairs? Do you go to events? Do you have a shop? Where do you sell it?
So at the moment, we, as we met you on Friday, you will have seen, so there's some events that we have started holding stalls at.
Right.
We've also got upcoming the Saltaire Festival,
Yeah.
Right.
so we'd love to see as many people there as we can.
That's
So that's on
September
the
21st
and
to the 22nd.
Right, okay.
So we're looking at suitable venues, so there's festivals, there's events, whether that's Asian events or, as we said, like festivals, and also we are looking to eventually open up our own shop as well to house
Okay.
the products, rather than taking them from place to place, to have them somewhere where they can permanently stay as well.
All right. So, inshallah, hopefully, may Allah give you the strength
Ameen.
and fulfill your dream fairly quickly.
Inshallah.
I mean, this is something unique, and as I say, I'm one of the passionate sort of recyclers and saving of the planet. I started using reusable bags long before the government started talking
Very
about
good.
banning it. So
Yeah.
I've had this for a long time, and in my house there's a big bin which is the recycling bin,
Yeah.
another bin which is the compost bin,
Yeah.
and the third bin is the landfill bin.
Yeah.
So it's something that I think everybody should make sure
Yeah.
that in your house that you have 3 bins at least. And those who, we eat a lot of fruit, so there's a big opportunity to
Yeah.
compost all of that. And then there's a recycling bin in my house as well. And all my nephews and nieces, when they come, they're told where the recycling bin is, where everything needs to go. And as I say, that is part of our deen. It has to be part of our deen. If we neglect the earth and the environment, we'll be questioned by Allah on the day of judgment. And when I see some of our young people throwing rubbish out into the streets, it really, really angers and frustrates me. And I think we need to teach our young people more respect of the environment. I hope you found so far, listening to Sadia and Lelia, where they've come from, what they're doing, and the initiative they've started a year ago, interesting. When we come back, we'll be showcasing the work, some of the products that they're producing. So inshallah, don't go away. As I say, go and enjoy a cup of tea, faluda, whatever it is. I'll see you soon. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.